If your cat stretches out the moment they see you, front paws forward, back arching, maybe a little yawn thrown in, you probably think they're just waking up. But here's what nobody tells you: that stretch is one of the most deliberate, loaded things a cat can do. Feline behaviorists have studied this behavior for decades, and what they've found changes how you read every single interaction you've ever had with your cat. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your cat is telling you when they stretch in your direction, including the specific details within that stretch that reveal just how deeply your cat has chosen to trust you. Cats don't speak, they don't wave, they don't come running to the door the way a dog would. But they communicate constantly, precisely, and almost entirely through their bodies. Most of us miss most of it, not because we don't care, but because nobody taught us what to look for. A 2020 study in applied animal behavior science confirmed that cats form genuine attachment bonds with their owners, bonds that mirror in structure what human infants form with caregivers. But unlike an infant, your cat won't cry to show you that bond. They'll show you in quieter ways. The stretch is one of them. We're going to go through 7 things that stretch is actually telling you, starting with the most fundamental and building up to something that will completely change how you see your cat. Let's start with what that stretch is really about at its core. When your cat stretches in your direction, the first thing it signals is complete physical safety. Cats are both predator and prey. That split identity means their nervous systems are always even in your living room, running a low-level threat assessment. To stretch fully, a cat has to let their guard down entirely. They extend their spine, they expose their underside, they make themselves briefly vulnerable. A cat in any state of alertness or fear will not do this. So when your cat looks up, sees you, and then stretches toward you, that sequence is saying something specific. You are here and I am safe. That is not a small thing. It is the foundation everything else is built on. But there's more to that stretch than just safety. There's an entire greeting encoded in it. Cats evolved alongside humans for roughly 10,000 years. In that time, they developed something remarkable: vocalizations and gestures they use almost exclusively with people, not with other cats. Researchers at the University of Sussex found that cats produce a unique solicitation purr specifically for their human companions. Behaviorists have identified something similar in the stretch, what's called a greeting stretch or solicitation stretch. When another cat they trust approaches, your cat might touch noses, rub cheeks, or wind between their legs. But with you, a creature far too tall to nose boot, comfortably they stretch toward you instead. It's a greeting, a bow, an outstretched hand. They are saying hello in the only physical language their body has developed for the people they love. Now, here's where it gets a little more complicated, because not every stretch means the same thing. Here's the nuance most people miss: not every stretch your cat does is directed at you. Cats sleep 12 to 16 hours a day. Every time they wake up, they stretch, almost involuntarily. It's called pandiculation, and it's the nervous system resetting muscles that were at rest. It releases endorphins, it decompresses the spine. It feels good the way a deep breath feels good. So sometimes a stretch is just a stretch, a biological reset that has nothing to do with you. Here's how you tell the difference. A waking stretch usually happens before your cat even registers you're there. A greeting stretch happens after your cat looks up, makes eye contact, and then stretches toward you. That sequence, eye contact first, stretch second, is everything. If that's what you're seeing, it's intentional. It's for you. And this next one, most cat owners get it completely wrong. There's a version of the stretch that looks almost identical to a greeting, but means something very different. When a cat stretches away from you, back turned, no eye contact, body aimed toward the door or another room, that's not a hello, that's disengagement. Your cat is either ending an interaction or never started one. Similarly, a stretch paired with flattened ears, a low body posture, or a tucked tail is stress, not connection. The greeting stretch has 3 specific markers you can watch for: soft, relaxed eyes, a tail that's upright or slowly sweeping, and body orientation towards you, not neutral, not away, but toward. All 3 matter. When you see all 3 together, you are being greeted. When even one is missing, especially that body orientation, you're watching something else entirely. Learning this distinction means you'll never misread your cat's signals the same way again. But here's what I really want you to understand, because this next part changes everything. If you're the kind of person who actually pays attention to what your cat is trying to tell you, and clearly you are, or you wouldn't still be watching, it would mean a lot if you'd hit subscribe. We put out videos like this every week, real science about cat behavior, explained in a way that actually makes sense for the cat you already love. Here's what stopped me cold when I first learned this. Cats don't give the greeting stretch to everyone. Animal behaviorist Mikel Delgado has studied feline social behavior extensively, and one of the most consistent findings in the research is this: cats are selectively social. They don't distribute affection equally. They form a hierarchy of trust, and the greeting stretch sits near the very top of it. Think about what that means. Your cat is perfectly capable of tolerating a person without bonding to them. It happens in multi person households all the time. One person gets the stretch, another gets an occasional slow blink, and someone else gets nothing at all. If your cat stretches for you, they chose you. Not purely because you feed them, because through thousands of small interactions over time, you became safe. You became theirs. That is a decision your cat made, which leads to something that I think is worth sitting with for a moment. Your cat cannot tell you they love you. There's no word for it in their language, no gesture as unmistakable as a hug. But every researcher who studies the human cat bond says the same thing. Cats express attachment through presence, proximity, and the small repeated gestures they choose to give and choose not to give to specific people. The stretch is one of those gestures. It means your cat has run a continuous, unconscious calculation across every interaction you've ever had, every time you were gentle, every time you respected their space when they needed it, and arrived at a conclusion: you are safe, you are chosen. Dr. John Bradshaw, one of the world's leading cat behaviorists, wrote that cats treat their owners not as caretakers or food sources, but as genuine social companions. The stretch, repeated every time you walk into the room, is how your cat says, I know you're back. I'm glad. Which brings us to the last thing, and honestly, the most important. You don't have to just receive the greeting, you can give one back. Cats are highly attuned to mirroring. When you respond to their signals in ways they recognize, it deepens the bond over time. And the response to a greeting stretch is surprisingly simple. Get low. Lower yourself to their level, sit on the floor, crouch down, extend one finger or the back of your hand slowly in their direction. Don't reach for them, let them come to you. What you'll often see is your cat walking toward that extended hand, pressing their cheek along it, and then sometimes doing one more small stretch. That's the conversation completing, you greeted them back, they felt it. Research on human cat communication has found that cats who receive consistent, appropriate social responses from their owners show stronger attachment behaviors over time. More greeting stretches, more proximity seeking, more of the moments that make you feel unmistakably that your cat actually knows you. Because they do. They just needed you to learn their language first. So the next time your cat stretches when they see you, front paws forward, eyes soft, body turned in your direction, you'll know it's actually happening. They're not just waking up, they're not stretching by coincidence. They looked up, saw you, and decided that the best response to your presence was to open themselves up completely, to make themselves vulnerable right there in front of you. That's trust. That's a bond. That's your cat telling you something they have no other way to say. Your cat can't speak your language, but they've been trying to reach you in their own language for as long as you've known each other, and now you know how to reach back. If you want to go deeper into your cat's hidden signals, I put together a video on what your cat's tail position is actually telling you: every flick, every curve, every position decoded. It's right here when you're ready.